Hey everybody, it's Sally, and I'm here to celebrate with you my 5-year surgiversary. Today is November 4th, 2014, and 5 years ago, this day, I went under the knife and changed my life forever. And it's long overdue for me to make an update video and to kind of follow up on the kind of things that I've learned about life in maintenance and life in general. Sort of like I did when I made my video after I lost my weight, and God knows, what year was that? 2010. I'm sure I made a video in 2010. It was like everything I needed to learn about success in weight loss surgery, I learned in the last 12 months kind of thing. So it was like a two-parter. It was so long. I promise this one is not as long. This one actually is just a different video. Yeah, well, those of you who've been with me on my journey know that I started out at 250 pounds. I'd been heavy my whole life. I lost down to 128. I was there about a nanosecond, but I wouldn't say that was like my real weight. I spent some season in the 133 to 135 range and was happy there. That was still in the first year and a half to 2 years when you're still really working on everything. And here I am. I have since that time moved to the United Kingdom. I'm here just another 8 months or so, and then we return to the United States. I kind of left at a point where I had lost the weight, been in maintenance a short transitional time, had some reconstructive surgery, and got a daughter married off, and then moved away. Moved away from, as much as I was so excited to get this opportunity, you still move away from your gym life, your structure, your local community of relationships, being able to get out and about in a way that you don't feel as free to in another country. I became more isolated. As many wonderful things as there are, isolation and gray and short days in the winter are the hardest things I've had to deal with. When I got here, I went on vacation mode. We know how vacation mode works, don't we? We eat and drink things we have no business eating and drinking in excess. So what I found was that I tasted everything like I was on holiday. And in England, they do their dairy very well. And we're talking full-fat, wonderful cheeses, creme fraiche, and yogurts, and so many things are organic and healthy, but still things that don't help you keep your weight down. They eat a lot of potatoes and gravy. They eat a lot of chips. They eat a lot of fried food. Needless to say, none of that was stuff that I needed to be eating. And once I had tasted it once, I was done. The bread, however, was another thing. They have awesome bread, too. So, got the food back under control. By then, it was a little late. I'd had a little bump up of probably a good 5 pounds that I needed in the first place. And one thing led to another, and you turn around and you've gained 10. And a lot of that was emotional eating, but most of it, I would say, was alcohol related. And I will bring that up now so I can just put it out. You've seen I've made videos over the last year and a half, like a cry for help that I was going to try and kick this thing, and it was out of control. And I don't think you knew how really bad it was for me. It was bad. And I drank alcohol because I was lonely and isolated and frustrated and felt stuck. And the things that led to that, I couldn't seem to get out of the behaviors that led me there. And that was a lot of my gain. I'm sure alcohol was a lot of my gain. So what I've done about that is, let me just encourage you, if you don't have a drinking problem, don't look for one. If you are a person who drank before you had surgery, just even a little tiny bit, you are predispositioned to have a problem with alcohol post-surgery if you find yourself getting in a habitual place where you drink every day. And I live in a culture where they drink over here a lot. It's very common for people to drink every day here. it's not necessary for me to do that. So in the last month, I've not had a drink. I gave up alcohol. I had my husband lock it up in the lock it up in a Foot Locker and put it outside, and that's where it is. I've worked through my processes. I did this on my own. I let some people know about it, but I figured it out. And I'm really proud of myself for having figured it out. I realized where I drank, when I drank, why I drank, and I don't do those things anymore. It took some effort and, believe me, some balls. And I thought, well, if I can lose 120 pounds, I could certainly do this. And I have. And it wasn't near as hard as I thought it was going to be. Positive affirmations every day when I stopped. First day was pretty crabby because I couldn't turn to my usual friend to numb down my irritation over things in general. But the next day was easier, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And every day I just said, if I had an urge, I just said, alcohol is no longer part of my life. Alcohol is no longer part of my life. Alcohol is no longer part of my life. And the more I said it, it was like, oh yeah, that's right, it's not. Maybe you should use that for like chocolate and cookies things too. That would probably help during the weight loss phase. So the alcohol demons are behind me. Of course, you have to be self-monitoring, just the way you do with your food intake. It's exactly the same kind of experience for me. And it was good because I needed an experience to rise to. So for the last month, no liquor. I can tell you that I can see there are different reasons people drink and different ways people drink. And mine was the worst. Mine was alone. Alone. Yeah, that's the problem. So I'm not going to drink every day. I'm going to drink very rarely and very, very carefully chosen. I have tested some waters here and there as far as being around people, having a good time, and having people over, and realizing I could have a really great time with no drink. Just like you realize you can have a really good time going out with people and not eat what they eat. It's just realizing that we can't do what other people do, but we can still have an awesomely fabulous time with it. And that's what I've learned. So that's one thing. Be very careful, people, because you're predisposed. If you have a weight issue, you are predisposed to being a person who numbs with food or your drug of choice. So be careful. Just because you lose the weight and you think life's going to be perfect, it's still not going to be perfect. There'll always be something. But we can learn how to work through those feelings instead of numb those feelings. So I thank you for people who've stuck with me while I work through this. And yeah, things are good. Things are good. Been married 34 years this last month. And being abroad and being isolated, that's been put to the test too. My poor husband, I run him ragged, making him take me here and there all over the countryside to see things every weekend because I'm here all day and he's at work. And I don't have the same life I had at home. I'm not sorry I'm here, I'm just saying. So we're tweaking our marriage every week. We're giving a little tune-up and having that to work on, and is even more motivation for me to be healthy, be strong, and not drink. So, maintenance. Maintenance, maintenance. It is what you make it. If you don't want to regain, do what you did to lose the weight. Be very mindful of the things you allow back into your mouth, into your house, into your life. Do you have a goal? Do you have a vision for your life? Do you have a vision? Is it really clear? If your vision is to be as strong and healthy and fit as you've ever been, better and better, then you need to make choices that only lead to that path. Only lead to that path. Alcohol in excess, or alcohol in any kind of medical, medicating capacity, did not lead me to the path I wanted to be on. I don't think it leads anyone to the path they want to be on. That doesn't mean we're not adults and can't have an adult beverage from time to time if we feel so inclined, but for me, this is the season of what leads me to my strongest, best place that I haven't felt since I'd lost the weight. And that's the path that I'm on. I try to stay away from all the stuff that's not going to help me be the person I want to be. And you have to ask yourself those questions every day and be mindful, mindful, mindful. It's never too late to go back and make a good decision. You made one when you had bypass surgery or any kind of weight loss surgery. That's a good decision. For most people, it's a good decision. Anyway, I guess you want to see a body shot. So I've had a regain of 10 to 15 pounds. That's just 1 stone. But the body's shifting now that I stopped drinking. And the clothes that were tight a month ago, and God knows the clothes that were really tight a year ago, are really where they should be. So, it's me! Woo! It's me. There's the zippers popping. It's me. This is me. At age 57, sorry I'm on the sofa because I can't. These are a size 4. Although, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't usually wear these. I just put these on this morning to prove to myself that I still could do it. Will be a lot better when I do my body pump, when I go home and start doing my sit-ups and my stuff again. But, yep, that's it. This is me. A big change from the person I was 5 years ago today. And no reason not to keep looking forward and growing and being stronger every day. If you want it, it can be yours. Just try to step over those big bumps when you can help it. And I hope that my sharing with you about my issues with alcohol helps somebody today out there. Let me tell you what, I looked a lot younger a year and a half ago when I got here. The alcohol did not help me. Did not help me in my aging process. So do yourself a favor and do only the things that are good for your body, and always do the things that are good for your soul and your heart and your spirit, and you'll always be better for it. You guys take care. I'll see you later. Bye.